And the next topic is conflict of interest and the code of conduct when it comes to skateboard judging. Now, let's say this is something pretty new, and I think it deserves a little bit explanation of why. It kind of connects with the thing that we started with in the beginning, that what is new and the implications and how skateboarding got serious in the recent past. And there are many new types of situations that were never considered that serious in skateboard judging. And within the given history of skateboarding and what we discussed, that many people as skaters, when they retired from their careers, started to work in the industry, it were never considered as wrong. But now, with the new level, they might become an issue. So let's talk about the conflicts of interest that actually affect the normal, regular judges on all of the tiers of events around the world. But now let's focus on the main classical type of situation. So, Alexei, can you talk a little bit from your personal experience about those situations?
Yeah, of course. So that's what you said, that's what differentiates the sanction event nowadays to the events in the past that were mainly promoted by brands, with judges that used to be working in the marketing or team managers and participating, in different legs of the skateboard industry. That's not possible anymore in sanction events because it's risky. It's going to be a big issue if someone is filing a complaint because there's a judge behind the table that is involved, that is an agent, that is a team manager, that is working for marketing, that is involved with the teams or national
Hmm.
federations or national governing bodies, and also even if you as an individual and as a judge, as a person, you're having relationships in the skateboard industry because it's a small world. That doesn't mean that you need to showcase that when you're a judge. So that's the
Hmm.
first thing. Don't be a mascot. So if you can arrive with like small logos or no logos on your clothing and stuff like this, not wearing a hat that is related to a skateboard brand, that would be much better because then you avoid having people around you thinking that, oh, maybe you gave more points
Yeah.
to this dude or that dude because you're wearing that hat,
Or promoting like certain
or
type of brands
promoting the
by
brand.
walking around and giving out stickers to kids, and the skaters completely understood, and judges should be aware of that. But they should be aware and also follow and respect that their
Of
behavior
course.
may raise this kind of suspicion on their fairness and objectivity.
Yeah,
What
and
about
you don't want that. You don't want
yeah,
that because
exactly, because
you're putting your work at risk, but also the work of the whole judging panel
yeah, and the event.
and the
If
event.
someone complains that the results are rigged, that's a very big problem. It's a big
Yeah,
issue, and first, it doesn't look good at all,
no,
and second, it also creates a lot of technical and organizational problems. What
yeah.
to do after? All right, makes perfect sense. And what about the others that our aspiring judges should be aware of and consider and pay attention to?
Well, it's the whole code of conduct. You as a judge, you'll be watched by people around the competition. You reporting to the head organization of the competition. So you have to show first to be a professional, to be on time, of course. You can't use or promote drugs or illegal substances or drink when you're doing your job of judge,
Hmm,
which is different from what we've seen in the past in the non-sanctioned events before the Olympic era. Um,
exactly.
You know, there was like, I remember competitions where the MC was like, hey, can we have beers for the judges? That's not possible anymore. You are working in the competition, so you need to show professionalism. It is a work.
And
If you
respect the
work
others as
and
well.
respect the others, exactly. But you know, so you can't, you know, do that. You can't also promote this, because you can encourage the others to to have bad behaviors. And especially, we talked about it, there's a lot of minors people, there's a lot of really young competitors nowadays, and
And,
they need to see that you're a role model if you're a judge.
and exactly like you said, like today, skateboarding is one of the Olympic sports and it's global and it's been broadcasted to the whole world, to the many nations and millions of young people watching it. And like you just said, skateboarders and even the judges are the role models, and setting the wrong example to them or sending the wrong message, it's bad.
It
And
is.
it doesn't help the sport,
No.
but it also doesn't help lives of the people that actually are watching it. So yeah, uh, no promotion and encouraging, especially the minors and other people in general, for any illegal substances or drug use or alcohol use during and outside of the events for the judges. All right, let's move to the other ones that are very serious and new to skateboarding today. Don't bet on the event results.
Yeah. So it is coming, you know. If you look at some betting online betting websites, skateboarding is coming up like any other sport, because
Yeah.
now it's identified as an Olympic sport, and there's going to be people that are going to bet on their preferred skaters. So obviously you can't get involved because you're a judge.
You have to
So that's a
be you
major
have to be
conflict of
objective.
interest.
That's true. Exactly. The next one, always stay impartial. How would you
Yeah.
describe this to people? Because to me, it's kind of hard to not say hello to skateboarders, the athletes at the events, because a lot of them are our friends. We grew up with them or we see them grow. And how does this work? What does it mean, Alexei?
So it's not, you can say hi to the people you know, but you need to keep the contacts, the involvement with these people as minimum as you can. That's, you have to have this neutral approach
Hmm.
whenever there's like competitors, whenever there's you know, their representatives, like the team managers, the coaches, the people that are the point of reference of their national federation. You can't talk to them, like, even if you know them for like 20 or 25 years, and you're talking about your kids, your family, how does it go, how is
Hmm.
life. You know, nowadays with people, there's a camera in every smartphone nowadays, so anyone can take a picture of you as a judge talking to the coach of the, I don't know, the US Federation or the Brazilian Federation, and
Or any
then
other federation of
any
the
other
world.
federation, and come back with a picture to the organizer of the event, or to the technical delegate, or to the head judge, and be like, hey, I'm sure these people were just deciding what's going to be the score of the athletes. So you have to be really careful on that. You can't share tips with the with athletes, or national representatives, even if you asked, even
Hmm.
if you're being asked about it.
What
You
about
can't
the
do that.
last one on this one? Like the today we are living in the social media world, and everyone except few people have a Instagram account or some other type of social media of today. And people are posting, people are following each other, and what should be or what is the recommendation for judges who are taking part in a sanctioned event of any tier?
Well, to me, I'll be really strict on that. Like, don't post anything on social media that is related to any of the competitors you're judging during the competition. Don't comment, don't like, don't do anything that could influence the way the skaters skate, or the way the people see you, you know, appreciating liking or not something, because that can have an impact on the strategy of these
To be
people,
misunderstood again by
and could be
many.
misunderstood as well. Even if you really like a trick or the style of the guy, you can refrain from that, because even if nowadays it's really trendy to use all the social network and comment, and I mean, just for the event, it's not your role. It is not your role. And if you do that, if you're too much, involved in social media, you can harm and put yourself at risk, but not only you, the whole panel
Exactly,
and the
because
whole competition. Exactly.
it could be understood like favoring someone from the event over the others. All right,
Exactly.
that makes perfect sense. It, of course, it doesn't mean that you cannot like or comment after or before the event, but when it comes closer to the event, all judges should pay attention to that because athletes and their team posts and any comments and any likes or dislikes of any kind on posts related to the event might be taken wrongly.
Yeah.
All right, let's go for the uh, last two of the basic situations that are basically affecting the code of conduct and could be taken as the conflict of interest or potential breach of the code of conduct. We have the don't share or exchange personal opinions or views on the event and the event results with athletes, staff, or public, and then act responsibly. Now, let's talk a little bit about this one because I want to ask you some questions about it. So
Tell me.
imagine that situation when we talk about don't share or exchange personal opinions, right? Uh, Imagine I'm a judge, I'm at the skateboard event, and I'm walking from the judging booth in the venue. A friend who's actually skating, and I'm completely impartial. I'm trying to be objective, approaches me and goes like, "So hey, what do you think? Should I skate the big ledge or do the line with the rail? What do you think?" Am I allowed to do that?
No, no, that's a no-go, because you're gonna influence his skating, and by doing that, you're gonna change the whole way the competition is happening.
Hmm.
When we say you should stay as neutral as possible, and I know sometimes it's not that easy, because an event setup, an event site is like, sometimes it's difficult not to see other people.
Hmm.
When you're a judge, you
Yeah.
might have a break during practice, and you might go to the bar or to the catering, and you might see people that you have seen growing up, like we said, young skaters, and they want to know if they've done good, if they've done right, if they should change their run or their trick selection. You can't
Or
say
sometimes
anything
they
about
ask
it.
you, how can I get more points? Like, is it this trick on that
Also,
obstacle or that trick? So
exactly.
yeah, I completely understand. Again, it could be seen as a advantage and favoritism to someone and a disadvantage to someone else who doesn't know you. And again, it's the
And even if you
very
know the
serious.
if even if you know the person, and it's sometimes hard to say, hey, I can't say anything, but that person will understand,
Okay. And
because you need to be fair.
what about the situation when I'm in the venue, I'm walking the same way, maybe a little later, when the phase of the event is done and the results are announced of the day, and I'm being approached by a skater, an
Hmm.
athlete
Hmm.
who I even don't know, or I might know him, and he's like, "How come I didn't make the cut for tomorrow? Like, how is this possible?" Should I be talking to him and trying to explain like how I had my
No,
judging and talk about like how I scored the event? Like, is this okay or is it not? And
no,
why?
it's not okay at all. It's not your responsibility as a judge, as a single judge, to respond to this kind of people of request.
Okay.
There's a way to ask. If you're not happy, if you're a competitor and you're not happy about the judging of the competition, about or just about the fact that you didn't make the cut, there's a way to ask about it and to file a complaint about it. And the person that needs to reply to you is definitely not the single judge, because judging is a teamwork. We said it.
Okay.
And the score you're getting is the average of the three scores that are in the middle after dropping the highest and the smallest
Okay.
and the lowest score.
So
So
basically,
it's not your responsibility.
me as a person, as a single individual judge, should not talk about my personal opinions to the riders.
No, not at all.
Again, it would be wrong because it's just me and I'm one out of the 5-member team, and talking just for myself basically harms the teamwork and the overall results that are out.
And
I'm just one
it's
of the
not
five
relevant.
champions.
And it's
Okay.
not relevant because you can be on that particular situation, you can be the one judge that was scoring the highest, and you were
Okay.
much above the rest. So that's not
Or
relevant.
maybe I was wrong.
Exactly, that's possible.
Okay, that makes sense. So, a tip for all the judges at the events, like don't talk your individual opinions. It actually can harm a lot of people and it could be misunderstood in the most serious way. Act responsibly and according to your event position and status. I remember back in the days, a lot of skateboarding events, and they are still, was about gathering people, meeting people that you haven't seen for a long time, getting together, socializing. In today's world with the COVID, these things a little bit changed, but
Yeah,
it is still a lot of friendship and feelings involved, and emotions, and people go out, and it is something that is very human. And how does this affect our skateboarding judges allowed to go party or for dinners, or like celebrate the life uh, in the normal way when they are holding the position in the judging panel?
I know it's difficult because you said it, skateboarding is a big family, and events were a really good occasion back in the days to get together and see people you haven't seen for a long time. But as a judge nowadays, the responsibilities are so big and so important that I would say if you can avoid as much as you can having contacts, even outside of the competition schedule, even outside of the daily time of competition during the party and everything. If you can avoid this, that's much better, because then you're avoiding putting your whole work that you've done during the day and the way you were scoring and be professional, you're putting that at risk. And also you're putting the work of your colleagues at risk, because we said
Exactly.
it's a teamwork.
And I also think about the mornings after, like waking up and going back to work if it's not the last day, and going out, coming back in the morning or indisposed. This always takes its toll and affects the work, not only your as a judge, because, it's hard to stay focused and it's hard to stay up sometimes, but it's affecting the work of the whole panel. And we are there for the riders, and like we said in the beginning, and the judges are affecting the lives not only of the athletes but their whole team. So being indisposed from too much socializing is really not a good thing to do, and it doesn't show your responsibility and respect to the people.
Exactly. And put it this way, it's already really tiring to judge like a competition or qualification phases of a competition for 8, 10 hours, or even more if there's some delays due to the
Hmm.
rain, that you don't need to, on top of that, go party for being totally tired the next day and not able to do your job.
For all the judges, the message is stay professional, do your job right, and respect everyone who's participating, starting from the athletes because they are the main priority, they are the ones competing, but also their team, and your team of your professional colleagues.